Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to talk about some NBA news now. So we have a lot more trade, I guess, rumors, some latest NBA stuff. So let's get into it. So the Houston Rockets, they are keeping tabs on these four players, all centers. On Clint Capella, Robert Williams III, Kelly Olynyk, and Andre Drummond, per at The Athletic. And Şengün's no liability on defense. I mean, you're like, oh, his defense is the best. Yeah, but you need a backup center. Because people are just going to yap at this point. Do people realize how old their backup center is? Their backup center is Uncle Jeff Green, who's like 40 years old. Şengün literally is far from a liability. He just isn't necessarily a good defender, but he's far from a liability. He's just an average defender, but an elite offensive player. To me, they just really need a backup center here, and I can understand why they're looking at the backup centers with these four players. I think Andre Drummond will be a good backup center for him. Can crash the glass. This is for your backup big. That's why they're thinking about this. So the Boston Celtics and Phoenix Suns are showing interest in Jae'Sean Tate, per at The Athletic. That's kind of the whole point. People are like, oh, he's just another Josh Okogie. He's a good defender, can't shoot. And he's basically one-way player, and those are easy to find today's NBA, and easy to exploit in the playoffs. A good thing you aren't relying on him to play heavy minutes. He can play like a good, maybe 10 or so minutes where you need him to. That's the whole point. The Celtics are a defensive team with the best defensive backcourt. Add him onto the bench, and you have a bunch of dogs that can defend. And you can bring him out there to defend whenever you need him to, if you're the Suns or the Celtics. He can play D, slash, set screens, and hit the boards. Sometimes you need players they'll just bust some ass with rebounds and great defense. So the Brooklyn Nets have zero trade interest. Zero interest in any deal involving Mikal Bridges, per at The Athletic. He's completely untouchable. I guess the Nets have an interest staying mediocre. I mean, they're trash. Honestly, they're not even mediocre at this point. But I mean, what else are they going to do? I mean, they don't have their own picks, and most likely will get late first in return. This is what people don't understand. And, oh, they got offered 4 first-round picks from last season. Yeah, they would have been late-round picks. Like, I feel like he'd be a good second, third option on a championship team. But, man, I guess he must think he's Michael Jordan or something. Because you think they would take an offer at some point. But, yeah, no interest on Mikal Bridges. Or there probably is interest, the Brooklyn Nets just have no interest in trading him. So, Stat Mamba here, Vince Williams Jr. for the Memphis Grizzlies. They went 7-5 this month in the games they played, and he's played really good. 14.8 points per game, 6.5 rebounds per game, 3.3 assists per game, 2.0 steals plus blocks, 2.5 three-pointers made, and 67.4 true shooting. He's put some really good numbers, and he's played really well. So, per your report, teams aren't excited about dealing for D'Angelo Russell. It kind of makes no sense. I wouldn't say outstanding this season, because I feel like he's outstanding this month, but I agree, more teams should want him. The goal is to win a championship, and in the playoffs, I guess, in the playoffs he just doesn't play well, so I can understand why teams aren't excited about him, because he doesn't really perform well in the playoffs. I mean, he's playing good recently, yeah, but he disappears late in the season when it matters most. Like, he's had a good one about month. And we got another report. Per your report, the Warriors are not that interested in DeJounte Murray. I mean, he couldn't want to go there, but maybe the Warriors just don't want to trade anybody. Or maybe the Hawks just won't be any interest in anybody the Warriors would want to trade. He's been in the rumors so much, but really nothing that stands out where he's going to go yet. If he does get traded. I mean, I just don't think we want to trade anybody at this point. Like, I don't think we're going to make a move. But I guess we aren't interested in being a winning team unless we go on a big run with what we have right now. So Mario Chalmers on the OG show, he talked about like his relationship with LeBron James. He said, end quote, sometimes he takes back, sometimes he don't. Well, maybe stop talking shit about him then, Mr. Chalmers. So via @Sport, Marc Gasol is retiring from the game of basketball. Man, Raptors legend Marc Gasol. Really a really good career. What a great career, and I hope he has see what he does after his retirement. So per your report, D'Angelo Russell is a potential target for the Brooklyn Nets. Wasn't he already there a few years ago? Man, D'Lo's going back to all of his exes. This guy gets passed around so much. Like, he's an inconsistent player. I mean, I just know. The Nets doing this really doesn't scream playing team. So, via the Volume Sports podcast, Draymond Green has criticized the NBA for implementing what he calls a bullshit 65-game rule. Now we got one of the premier faces of this league possibly hurt because he's forcing it. Guys didn't face those rules before because guys played the game instead of low managing. It's not that insane to ask a guy not to miss 17-plus games if he wants to win MVP. It's like, say, missing 20% of your time at work gets you fired from your job. So, I think it's a good rule. I disagree with Mr. Green. So, the New York Knicks are considered the favorites to acquire Jimmy Butler if the Miami Heat decide to trade him per Bovada official odds. New York Knicks plus 210, Philadelphia 76ers plus 225, Sacramento Kings plus 325, Brooklyn Nets plus 475, Dallas Mavericks plus 600, Golden State Warriors plus 700, and New Orleans Pelicans plus 950. Jimmy isn't going anywhere. Delete these odds right now. He is not getting traded. This is pathetic. He isn't going anywhere. Pat Riley would shoot himself in the middle of a game before trading Jimmy Butler. The Washington Wizards are not demanding 2 first-round picks for Kyle Kuzma, and the asking price may be lower per The Athletic. And quote, league sources maintain Washington has been holding out for 2 first-round picks for Kuzma, though team sources indicate that is somewhat overblown. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. So that might be just maybe 1 first-round pick. He deserves a better team, and I can definitely see him getting traded. Especially now, if it's lower than 2 first-round picks, that's good because teams that want him will get him easily if that's the case. Malcolm Brogdon says he's happy in Portland after not being valued in Boston. End quote. I was excited to be here. I was excited to be with a championship coach, and I was excited to go from a place where I wasn't as valued and go to a place where I was very valued. Isn't he being shopped right now in the trade market? Like, not valued? Like, come on, bro. You lost your value to the team. You lost your value to the team after you had a pissing contest because you couldn't accept your role. The word championship should not ever be affiliated with Portland. So the Houston Rockets are interested in Mikal Bridges and are open to trading a combination of the draft picks acquired in the James Harden deal back to Brooklyn to facilitate a trade per Mike A. Scott. Recently, the Houston Rockets were among the teams to register trade interest in Bridges. League sources told Hoops Hype. Houston was prepared to send several of Brooklyn's unused remaining draft picks from the James Harden trade, but talks never got to the stage because the Nets declined to entertain anything for Bridges when Houston inquired. I guess, 20 points per game, can guard multiple positions effectively, can make can play many offensive roles, he makes any team better. Like, he plays both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively. I get why. And it's not like those picks, they will be like early picks anyways. Chicago Bulls are not anticipated to execute a major trade and will most likely retain their core group of players, per at Darnell Mayberry. With a week remaining before the NBA's trade deadline, few within or around the Chicago Bulls organization anticipate the franchise making a major move if the Bulls swing a deal before the February 8th trade deadline. Most will be surprised. It's not that the Bulls can't make a trade, but there's a prevailing belief that the front office won't commit to something substantial, period, end quote. Yikes. The Bulls may be the only franchise to okay on being trash every season. Well, them and the Detroit Pistons. I mean, Jerry openly admitted years ago that he only sells a dream to his fans without having to pay too much. So, the Hornets, Pistons, and the Bulls, I swear, are the only teams that accept being trash. So Tony Snell needs to sign with an NBA team by Friday in order to compile a 10th year of service for the Players Association's retiree benefits program, per Yahoo Sports. The plan is crucial for his family, including two sons with autism. It's something I truly need, says Snell, highlighting it's important for his family's well-being. Man, Detroit Pistons, can the Pistons just sign the man? Please. People within the Sixers organization believe Joel Embiid forced himself to play through injury due to the scrutiny he received in recent days, per Sam Amick. You could see it long before he was hurt against the Warriors. Embiid, who missed Philadelphia's game with Portland Monday night, looked like a player who pushed himself to play against Golden State because the whole basketball world was screaming in his ear. There are people within the Sixers who are convinced that he played only because of all the scrutiny. The dude always has an excuse, but I mean, he tried to play through, but I'm being honest, you could tell he wasn't 100%. He just wasn't playing with that mobility. You could just tell he wasn't playing 100%. Unfortunately, it was just unlucky play where Kuminga was going for the ball. I mean, it's just unlucky play. Embiid shouldn't have even been in the basketball game at that point. Bad decision making by Nick Nurse, having Joel Embiid in that basketball game. The Clippers are gauging the trade market on Bones Highland, per at Mike Scotto. What's his next team going to be? I haven't heard of this guy since he played in Denver. I forgot he was in the league. He thought the Clippers would allow him to grow. And said he has a bunch of DMPs and a spot in the trade block. So Shannon Sharp, he sounded off on Dillon Brooks, and quote, "Let me come in at 55 years of age and I can do exactly what Dillon Brooks can do." Don't know if Shannon can do that. Don't know about that, Mr. Sharp. So Mario Chalmers said on the OG show, he believes he's out shooting Ray Allen in a shooting competition. Yeah, he's smoking that good Zaza. The Minnesota Timberwolves are showing interest in Bogdan Bogdanovic. Timberwolves in the playoffs will choke. Kendrick Perkins says it's time for the Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler to go their separate ways. I believe the Miami Heat need to do right by Jimmy and trade him to a team that actually could compete for a title this season via ESPN. Kendrick Perkins says, that's all I needed to read. The Lakers are willing to offer D'Angelo Russell and Jalen Hood-Schifino for DeJounte Murray, Brett Sage NBA. The Lakers have already submitted an offer for the two-way guard, a deal that includes the likes of D'Angelo Russell, rookie Jalen Hood-Schifino, and draft compensation. League sources confirmed to Clutch Points. Why in the world wouldn't Atlanta accept this? Like, this would be awful. This would be a freaking fleece. The Warriors are considering player-for-player trade offers for Andrew Wiggins, who remains the most likely member of the team to be traded. Oh yeah, what are we going to get? Killian Hayes? What are we going to get at best? Maybe Killian Hayes? Terry Rozier says losing in Miami is different than losing in Charlotte. It's total opposite. In Charlotte, you're kind of used to losing. It's in the DNA. Over here, it's a total opposite. Nobody wants to lose. Nobody's fine with it. I mean, yeah, Charlotte's kind of a fucking joke. Yeah, you don't say when LaMelo and the whole team was laughing on the bench when their coach got ejected. So yeah, you can tell they're used to losing. So Darvin Ham talked about Ken Whitmore. The kid is going to be special, man. Then why didn't y'all draft him then? That surprised me. Rajon Rondo, former NBA player, was arrested for unlawful possession of firearm, drug paraphernalia, or how you fuck say that word, and marijuana. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, it's really all to say for this NBA news. So until next time, I'm out. Peace.